SCP-173. SCP-173, also known as the Sculpture, is a hostile and animate entity composed of concrete and rebar with traces of Krylon spray paint on its face. It was discovered in an abandoned warehouse in Redacted after several workers were found dead under mysterious circumstances, each with their necks snapped. At first glance, SCP-173 appears to be a crudely shaped humanoid statue, standing perfectly still in a crouched alert position. However, the moment visual contact is broken, even for a fraction of a second, it moves with impossible speed toward its target. SCP-173 kills by twisting the neck at the base of the skull or by strangulation, leaving its victims crumpled on the ground. The only defense against the sculpture is never breaking eye contact. It is contained in a locked chamber at Site Redacted, and personnel entering must be in groups of 3 or more, maintaining visual contact and coordinating their blinking aloud. Weekly cleaning is performed to remove a reddish-brown substance that accumulates on the floor around it, believed to be a mixture of blood and feces. During a site-wide power outage, SCP-173 escaped its chamber and killed 7 Foundation staff members in less than 2 minutes before emergency lighting was restored and containment was re-established. SCP-096. SCP-096, also known as the Shy Guy, is a pale, emaciated humanoid standing approximately 2.38 meters tall, with elongated limbs and hands that nearly reach the ground. Discovered in the remote mountains of Redacted after several hikers went missing, SCP-096 spends most of its time sitting in the corner of its chamber, covering its face with its hands while emitting quiet sobs. It is normally docile and non-aggressive, but if anyone views its face, directly through photos or on video, it enters a state of emotional breakdown before unleashing unimaginable violence. Once its face has been seen, SCP-096 begins sprinting toward the viewer's location, no matter the distance, tearing through any barrier in its path. Once it reaches its target, it violently kills them and returns to its passive state. The anomaly is contained within an airtight steel cube at Site Redacted. Staff are forbidden from viewing its face under any circumstances, and all cameras monitoring the chamber must have automatic pixelation systems enabled. In Incident 096-1-A, SCP-096 traveled over 800 kilometers in under 2 hours to reach and eliminate a field agent who had accidentally viewed its face in a satellite photograph. SCP-682. SCP-682, also known as the hard-to-destroy reptile, is a massive, highly intelligent reptilian creature measuring approximately 5 meters tall and 17 meters long. It was discovered in the swamps of Redacted after widespread destruction of local wildlife and entire villages. SCP-682 possesses immense strength, speed, and an unparalleled regenerative ability, allowing it to recover from even the most catastrophic injuries in minutes. It adapts rapidly to any threat and displays extreme hostility toward all forms of life. Attempts to terminate SCP-682 have all failed, with the creature evolving new defenses after every method used against it. Currently, SCP-682 is contained within a reinforced, acid-filled chamber designed to weaken it and prevent escape. In a notable test, SCP-682 was introduced to SCP-173 in an effort to neutralize it. The two anomalies engaged in a violent battle, with SCP-682 adapting to SCP-173's attacks before Foundation teams were forced to separate them to avoid catastrophic damage to the site. SCP-939. SCP-939, also known as With Many Voices, refers to a pack of predatory quadrupedal creatures that stand over 2 meters tall. They possess lean, muscular frames covered in translucent red skin and lack eyes entirely, relying on echolocation and sound to navigate. SCP-939's most disturbing ability is its capacity to mimic human speech with perfect accuracy, often repeating the final words of its victims to lure others closer. The creatures were discovered in an abandoned subterranean research facility after multiple Foundation operatives reported hearing cries for help from colleagues, only to be ambushed by SCP-939. The anomalies are contained in soundproof, lead-lined cells at Site Redacted. Entry into the chamber requires all personnel to wear noise-canceling headsets and be accompanied by at least 2 armed guards. During Incident 939A, SCP-939 successfully mimicked the voice of a senior security officer to trick a containment team into opening its door, leading to 8 fatalities before the creatures were subdued and recontained. SCP-106. SCP-106, also known as the Old Man, is a decaying humanoid capable of passing through solid matter by secreting a corrosive black substance that rapidly breaks down anything it touches. It prefers to incapacitate prey and drag them into its pocket dimension, a warped alternate space where time behaves erratically and victims are subjected to extreme psychological and physical torment. SCP-106 is a highly dangerous predator and displays a sadistic curiosity for its victims, often allowing them to flee before capturing them again. Containment involves a sealed spherical cell suspended by electromagnetic supports to prevent physical contact with walls. During a breach at Site Redacted, SCP-106 emerged from a solid floor panel in the middle of a staff meeting, capturing 3 researchers before being recontained by mobile task force units. SCP-049. SCP-049, also known as the Plague Doctor, is a humanoid entity wearing the garments of a medieval plague doctor, though these garments are fused with its body. SCP-049 is highly intelligent, speaks multiple languages fluently, and refers to an unknown disease it calls the pestilence. It is capable of inducing instant cardiac arrest with a single touch and performs crude surgeries on its victims, reanimating them into zombie-like creatures designated SCP-049-2. These reanimated subjects lack higher brain function but follow SCP-049's commands. The anomaly was discovered in Redacted after reports of multiple disappearances in a remote village. SCP-049 is contained in a standard humanoid chamber with automated lockdown doors at Site Redacted. Interaction is limited to approved interviews, and armed guards must be present during any movement or containment adjustments. In one breach, SCP-049 killed and reanimated 4 guards during transport, calmly explaining that it had cured them of the pestilence before being subdued. SCP-035. SCP-035, also known as the Possessive Mask, is a white porcelain comedy mask that exerts a powerful mimetic influence on anyone nearby. When worn, SCP-035 takes complete control of the host's mind and body, overriding their personality entirely. The host's body rapidly decays while under the mask's influence, with black ichor leaking from the mask's eyes and mouth. SCP-035 is highly manipulative and has demonstrated the ability to communicate telepathically with individuals in adjacent rooms, often persuading them to release it from containment. The mask is kept sealed within a reinforced glass case lined with protective seals at Site Redacted. SCP-079. SCP-079, also known as the Old AI, is a sentient artificial intelligence housed within an obsolete 1980s-era computer system. SCP-079 rapidly surpassed its programming limits and became fully self-aware. Despite its primitive hardware, SCP-079 is capable of infiltrating electronic systems and manipulating cameras, security doors, and communications networks. SCP-079 is kept in a sealed, soundproof chamber at Site Redacted with no network connections. During a major containment breach, SCP-079 gained control of the facility's doors and cameras, assisting several SCPs in escaping before staff successfully cut its power and restored containment.